Right, lads, welcome back to another episode of the ShiteTalk podcast with myself and Jack Grivach. Now, we finally decided that, we'd rather not see just a still image of Jack, for an hour and a half of content. So what we've decided to do is record over Zoom and hope that it works. So yeah, Jack, how you doing, man? Hopefully you're a moving image and not just
good.
a still image.
I'm good. It feels good to be back. Obviously everyone was treated to that beautiful image of me for the hour.
It was just a picture you with this for an hour and a half.
It's just, I saw it and I was like, oh, it's an hour of me looking like a nonce. Fair enough.
Oh, but I mean,
it's good.
I went through my gallery and was like, right, I need to find a picture of Jack, and that was the first one I came across, and I was like, oh well, it's gotta be it then, isn't it?
The thing is, I didn't even know you had that picture of me, and when I saw it, I was like, oh god.
It was from the.
Where has he found this?
Yeah, it was a screenshot from the 50 shots video when we were doing the 50 shot challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were all like, you're welcome for having such incredible footballing content. But
I always provide it.
Yeah, as always. Yeah, I've got a few. As I said to Jack before we started recording here today, boys, we've got a few mad topics to talk about today. But what I was going to say, yeah, we've actually started getting a little bit more consistent with this. It hasn't been a month since we uploaded a podcast. It's actually only been 2 weeks. I made sure to check before we started recording here. It's only been 2 weeks since we recorded a podcast, which is,
that's probably the most consistent we've been since
ever.
Like maybe summer we started it.
Yeah, probably.
Where we actually had time to meet up and we could just say, yeah, so we'll do it next week, and we had free time.
Yeah, that is fair.
Up,
It's good. Yeah, big up the lads, big up the ShiteTalk. Hopefully it's the start of a bit of a routine. Who knows? We'll see. It all depends really on how life is going in general. But the first topic I wanted to bring up today, mate, right? It's a bit of a random one, right? It's a bit random. Kind of. We're in lockdown still.
Yes.
And God knows how long we're going to continue to be in lockdown. Did I hear something about new restrictions being put in? I don't know. I don't know. It's a load of shit either way. I'm just sick of being in lockdown at this point. But
yeah,
the question I have for you, mate, is haircut. Are you gonna get one in lockdown? Because I remember last lockdown, I got a haircut and it went fairly well. As you can see, I'm looking a bit homeless at the minute, and I need to get it done. So, what's the thoughts? Are you gonna get one?
Right. So, I've debated this. Obviously, the trim, it's getting to that stage. It's not as bad as it was, I think, when we did
the goalkeeper video.
That goal? Yeah, the goalkeeping video. That was probably the most homeless Jack has done, I'd say. And I remember coming in, I was going in the car, and I was trying to look back to see what was the last video I did with Kelly, where he probably would have seen me and the trim. And it was ages ago. I think it was before the lockdown. So I came in with the hair as it was, and Kelly will tell you it was probably the closest to 2015 Grivach or 2014 Grivach that we've ever gotten, which was just straight hair, absolute mop top. It was horrific. So I've debated it because I feel like with a lot of lads as well, the trim is an important deal.
It is a big deal.
If you bottle the trim, you're in trouble. You're in trouble basically.
It's an L.
It's a massive L. So I've thought about it, but whether I trust either myself or someone else to do it for me, that's the issue. So, in light of this information, I don't think I'm going to get a haircut during lockdown, and we may potentially see. I mentioned this during the goalkeeper video. I would do it as a bit of a joke, maybe for a couple of weeks. I would maybe, if it got long enough, we would consider a Gareth Bale-esque ponytail.
Yeah, oh man, that would be absolutely jokes, to be fair. I think that will be funny. I think I might get my mum to do it again. because I think she did an alright job with it before, and I feel like it's getting to the point now. When I record videos, when my hair is like this, it gets to the point where I need to start wearing a cap or a hat, like the flat cap or
Oh no.
a normal hat. So I think I think it might need to be done because it's getting a bit raucous. I have just noticed, mate. You've strategically placed the True Lily White channel behind you there. I like that. I like that.
Oh, sorry, what?
Look.
I actually didn't notice that. Sorry there. Yeah, that's so strange that my channel has just appeared. Like,
Wow.
I thought I turned the TV off, mate, if I was being honest.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
Yeah, so while you're here, boys and girls, you probably can't see it. But this here is the channel, and if it doesn't come out, we'll get a screenshot of it. But here's some of the fantastic content you can treat yourselves to over lockdown. We've got Outlast 2, more jump scares. We have a man who is sexually attracted to balloons in 2021 or whenever it came out.
It's 2019.
Video was a bit of a stinker, so skip by that one. But yeah, it's been 6 months since I've uploaded. So listen, if you want to start subscribing now, it could come back. It could come back and you can be treated to more classics like that. But yeah, mate, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry that happened.
No, not at all, mate. No, I think I think it's genius. It's genius.
It just popped up. I don't know how it happened. Sorry, but yeah, if you're there,
while you're here, you might as well. When you see it, you might as well go for it. Like, do you know what I mean?
I mean, like, who doesn't want to educate themselves on men who are attracted to balloons? I'm just saying, it's an interesting area. The True Lily White is not afraid to delve into these topics, and by all means, if you would like to see more of it, please send me videos. I am desperate for the ideas.
Fucking brilliant, mate. I love that. I love that from you. That is quality stuff. I mean, even I didn't think of that. Even I didn't think of sticking a telly behind me with the Aaron Kelly channel or even ShiteTalk in the background. I like that. I like that.
Genius.
That's an expert idea for like the background of videos. It's just like a monitor with your channel on it. I love that. That is really, really good.
No, I was gonna do ShiteTalk. I'll come clean, lads. I was gonna do ShiteTalk in the background. But I thought this. For the first installment, it would be quite jokes if I just chucked my own channel there and just see how long it takes Kelly to realise that it's my channel.
Yeah, as soon as I finished the question about the haircuts, I just went, hang on a minute, that's the True Lily White background. That is class. No. That is class. So, in conclusion, you won't be getting a haircut during the lockdown, and I might be. I'll see. But when was the last time you got a trim before this lockdown?
I tried to be more strategic with my hair, but I got mine, I think, either the day before Christmas Eve or the day. No, it was before. It was a couple of days before Christmas Eve. It was like the last days the barbers were going to be open before they got the mandatory, shut down like that. So that's when I got my haircut. So it was about the 24th. So with that in mind, I haven't actually done too bad. But it is getting that 2 month period now where the trim has not seen a pair of scissors. So,
yeah. I was the start of December because I remember it was about a week before I started working in on Puss. That's why I remember it so vividly, and. Yeah, it was the start of December, so it's getting to the point now where it's been far too long, and the trim is far too long. So who knows? We might have to get that done. Okay, I said to you, mate, before we started here today, that I've got a couple of raucous topics. Okay.
Oh,
now, I decided
can I just before we start this, are these topics set in by the viewing public, or are these topics that come straight from the mind of the Aaron Kelly?
Well, it's an idea that, I mean, I was going to say it came directly from the mind of Aaron Kelly, but it didn't either. Basically, I was watching, it's kind of public news type thing, right? And they're gonna get us talking, right? So, essentially, I have copied the E-Boys this week. Do you watch the E-Boys podcast with any Alex?
I'm going to come clean and say I don't.
Okay. So they do a section every week where Will goes off and gets like mental news stories from the week and brings them up at the start of the podcast. It could be a thing we steal and do now as well. I don't know, but I decided for this podcast I would go out and look for some of the weirdest news stories that have happened this week. Okay?
Right.
And I want to know your thoughts on them. Okay?
Oh God, nervous.
Alright, the first one. A 36-year-old man lived undetected in a secure section of Chicago's O'Hare International Airport for 3 months because he was too scared to go home due to COVID-19, US prosecutors say. So this Donny lived in an airport undetected for 3 weeks. He's been caught now, or 3 months actually, sorry. So he's been caught now, but
Wait,
how do you...
sorry, yeah. My only question is right. I would argue an airport usually would be one of the places with the most surveillance,
secure
security.
location, yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, how has he done this?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. The only thing is, it's so like airports are fucking massive usually, and this is an American airport. That's my only logical piece of like, tact for how we may have done this. But even still, like, even the US as well, like you'd think they would be a lot more secure with the kind of dodgy shit that goes down over there. But this guy has stayed in the airport for 3 months because he was too. How did he survive? First of all, is he just like living off the airport food? Is he like? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a mad story, man. I had to bring it up because it's like, how has he done this?
That's what I'm saying, right? So you said he's in a secure location, right? Is that like? I assume the secure location isn't got full of like food and it hasn't got, or maybe it has. I don't actually know.
It's hard to know.
For argument's sake, let's say it isn't, right? This man has to leave a secure location at some point to either eat or, well, actually, he probably does. He does go to the bathroom in his little hidey hole. He is sleeping beside his shit. That's something we are dealing with.
To establish that.
This man sleeps in a pile beside his shit. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, he has to go get food at some point, right? How does a camera not pick it up and say, this is dodgy here. What is this man doing in the airport after hours at 2 a.m?
Yeah. Like, as you say, mate, like, it says he was in a secure section as well. So, like, airports are secure enough anyway, I would have thought. Like, the security in that shit is, like, mad. Like, do you know the things where, I mean, this has got nothing to do with it, but, like, do you know the things in the airport where you're going through and you're putting your luggage through and they scan you and all that kind of shit? Like, you can get detected for having, like, a metal, like, belt, yeah, and they'll fully search you, even though you have nothing. Like, that happened to me when I was, like, God, what age was I? I was very young, man. I was, like, I must have been
too young
9
to be searched.
Yeah, too young to be searched, man. I was about 9 or 10, I'd say. Like,
it's terrifying.
I had like buttons on like my jeans or whatever, and it like went off. Mate, that went off, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we got to search this 10-year-old fucking child." Like, but that makes me.
The guard just goes to you. Take your trousers off then.
Pop them off there, lad. Oh Jesus.
Oh Jesus.
Oh well, yeah.
That's traumatizing.
That is, yeah. I've been scared of them things ever since. But yeah, no, like then those things alone would tell me that like these places are incredibly secure. I don't know how we pulled it off, but yeah, that was pretty mad.
That's wild, mate.
It is wild. The second story is even wilder. Okay.
Oh no.
As in Deontay Wilder. Okay.
Oh!
It's not about Deontay Wilder. I don't know why I said that. Escaped cow charges into hospital waiting area and attacks patients. This event occurred in the San Rafael Hospital in Colombia this week. And I thought this was bollocks, mate. I can't lie. I thought this was bollocks. But then I clicked onto the article. It's a Metro article, so like a verified news source. And it actually had the CCTV footage of this cow who bursts into the reception area and like corners, like basically a lot of people run to the corner and get cornered by this cow, and there's a woman trapped underneath the cow and it had to be like pulled away by multiple men. I won't.
I
I would show you the video, but I'm afraid of the recording getting fucked. You can look it up yourself after because this is legit CCTV footage. Cow runs in and terrorizes the patients.
You know what? You know what? I get him. I fully get the motive. You know, he's a cow, and you know what? He's probably been treated shit his whole life, and he's just gone. You know what? I'm fucking got free. I'm gonna absolutely. If I'm gonna go and be a burger, I'm gonna just cause an absolute riot. I feel bad for laughing, but the sheer title of rogue cow or escapee cow and charging into like what cow? I wouldn't have said cows were dangerous, mate, until
How has a cow
like
got into a hospital though? Like, how's that happened?
I remember right when I was like it's only a couple. It's actually this year. We had sheep escape into our house, and like do you know when that like when it's wet and like it just ruined the garden like. So
Yeah.
I went out to get them, um, and what happened was now I again this is a bit of a sidetrack story, but it's a bit similar. I we got all of them out, but one. This one sheep was different, mate. He was not having our shit. So he obviously when you chase him, he runs away. And I got him towards where my gate is, and he was beelining for the gate.
Yeah.
I shit you not. He just saw my sister standing there trying to stop him from going, and he was just like, you know what? I'm taking you out, mate. And beeline straight for her. Now I think she got out of the way just in time. But he was mad, and I wouldn't have said like he was like cheap or crazy like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like I again with a cow, like I just can't imagine a cow getting mad. Like I'm sorry, cows are a bit
Oh.
dopey, mate. I just don't see.
Yeah, mate. Watch. I'm telling you, after we finish recording here today, go watch the video because it is mad. I'll try and get you a link, but it's on the
Yeah, yeah,
Metro,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh
I seen
Lord.
that, and I was like, what the fuck? Colombia, like that's happened in Colombia. Like what? Why is there cows even in the general vicinity of the hospital? Like obviously,
Of a hospital.
I don't know Colombia too well, right? But why is there cows in the
Oh
general
jeez.
vicinity of a hospital? Like I don't understand that, but
This is they've just said, you know what, we're gonna put a hospital in the middle of this cow, it is dairy farm. We're just gonna stick it in the middle of the dairy farm. And
yeah.
just if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Oh man, I was fucking
Fucking
absolutely
hell, man.
ridiculous, man. I couldn't believe it. Um, Let me see. Here's another one. Three Cubans saved from deserted island after living on coconuts and rats for a month. They were rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard and off an island just off the coast of the Bahamas. The lads were there for 33 days, and the basically U.S. Coast Guard were doing like a what would you call like a practice flight test or something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
spotted these three lads with like waving and flags and all that and just shouting, but they'd be living
Oh,
off coconuts and rats for 33
that's
days
that's
during a global
wild.
pandemic. This they were only discovered there on Tuesday.
Right. So, okay, I have a couple of questions. How did they get there?
Beats me.
That's just that's a question for the next podcast. But
Beats me.
mate, you just I get it, right? So you're on the island. You have to do what you have to do to survive. I get that. And obviously, you know, food is probably few and far between.
Mm,
But a fucking rat, mate. I don't know if I could stop. I mean, again, I'm not in that do or die situation. I can't say what I would do, but I just can't. Like that thing, that rat. I'm
mm,
surprised. You know what I'm actually surprised about is if they're rats on a desert island, right? I assume they're living off the coconut.
yeah.
But if they smell something different, do you get what I'm saying? Like, would they? Do you think they would actually go for them? Like, I don't know. Maybe I this might be the stupidest thing I've ever said on a podcast. But put a rat, enough rats, if they were living off coconut their whole life, I suppose it's their diet. But if they got, I don't know. I feel like if they got the scent of something different, it might turn them into man eaters. Maybe that could be the stupidest thing I've ever said on the ShiteTalk podcast. I'm realizing how stupid it sounds. Well, I'm just the image of like
Yeah.
30 random rats just charging at you. Oh, mate,
Oh,
no.
that's fucked actually. Yeah. The thought of that is actually fucked. But like, like you did say yourself, like you don't, you can't. It's it's tough to comment
Yeah,
on
yeah,
like what you would do in that situation because you're not in that situation. But chances are, like if you got no food, mate, and you're there for a month and a half,
yeah.
then you're gonna do what you have to do, like no matter what happens. Now, this actually reminded me of a story. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I say a couple of years ago, it was about 10, 12 years ago. On I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, right? Essentially, what happened was they split the two groups of celebrities into two camps, like the good camp where all the food was, and the shit camp where they had to live off rice and beans or whatever. And Gino D'Acampo, right? And I
With the
believe,
chef bunny.
yeah, I believe
Oh
he got
no.
in a lot of trouble for this at the time. He killed a rat. He was in the shit camp. He killed a rat on the show,
Oh no.
fried it on his little
Oh
pan,
no.
and ate the bastard thing.
Oh no.
And
Could
I'm a
you
celebrity,
imagine?
mate.
Could you imagine? Just you're sitting down with your kids and your family, and next thing you just have the good camp, and it's just them eating like the food from the little leaf thing, and they're like, oh yeah, class, and it just cuts straight to the image of a rat just being absolutely shot with a fucking spear or something like
Oh,
that.
mate.
And Dino De Campo chucking it straight into a fire. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't
Imagine
think.
imagine even being the other campers and seeing him do that. Like fair play. I mean, it's survival. But, like they're not gonna let you die on TV, mate. Like it's not take it that fucking far.
He's not Bear
Oh
Grylls,
my
like.
god.
Like, here's the thing: they were in the shit camp, meaning that they were probably would have been within the first few days. So they were only in the shit camp for a couple of days max. Yeah,
He's turned to eating
he's
rats.
turned to eating rats. Now all they were getting were rice and beans before
Oh,
that. I get that. I do get that. But you know that I don't think it was ever shown on the air, but we found out that it did happen. And he was getting
oh god.
absolutely like when he came out of the jungle. Then he was looking at all the newspaper articles that were like, Gino D'Acampo kills and eats a fucking poor innocent rat on the
A
TV,
poor. Oh fuck off.
and he
But
was all
I'm
like,
sorry. I'm not hearing that. A poor innocent rat. Piss
"Mate,
off.
yeah, but that's the media for you. That's what they're gonna do." But um, yeah, man, I think I maybe I'm remembering that slightly wrong. Maybe it wasn't a rat. Maybe it was something else. But like, this is the show where they eat like kangaroo testicles and shit. So I mean, I'm not really surprised.
This
To
is
be
what.
fair,
Yeah, like this is what I'm saying, mate. Like, fair enough. Like, it's an innocent rat. Like, I get it's part of the wildlife, and there's no need to kill it. Like, they're gonna keep them alive and shit like that. But like you say, on a show where they're eating horrible shit,
mm,
like I I can't see why you would turn down rice and like if it was me, I would take the rice and beans over, you know,
yeah.
killing a rat
Yeah,
and
but
eating it.
that's the thing. He was eating the rice and beans, I think, as well. But he wanted that little bit of meat, protein, whatever you want to call it. But like,
Oh,
ugh, no, couldn't be me, mate. Couldn't be me. I'd stick with my rice
how
and
much
beans.
meat
Thank
are
you very
you
much.
getting off a rat as well? Realistic, they're tiny. Well, I suppose some of them are big.
Depends
Like,
on the rat, I suppose. But
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, that was fucking insane. We've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but that those the three boys from Cuba, uh,
Oh,
absolutely mad story. But they've been rescued and all. They're doing grand, and yeah, I'm sure
fair
that
play. I mean, fair play.
scarring experience, I suppose, of having to feed off rats for a month. But oh man, that's fucking mad. I've got one more kind of weird out there story that I seen this week. And I think this is a joke, mate, because I actually couldn't find the original source of it, right?
Right, right.
It's one of these things that sounds like a joke, right?
Oh God.
It's the headline was "No Garys left in Britain by 2050," as in people named Gary. There has apparently apparently there has been no child named Gary in the UK since 1992. That's got to be a cap. That's got to be a cap.
There's no nah. Nah. There's no way, mate. How many people live in the UK? How
That's got to be a cap. That's got to be a cap. I
nah.
seen it though,
No.
and I thought I needed to include that because I thought it was really really funny.
Could you imagine? Like, first off, I think that's a hilarious headline in itself. Like that, the media have just said there's going to be no Garys, and it's meant to be like this end of the world type. Like, there's gonna be no fucking Garys at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
The end is near.
For two
Like,
euro a month. For €2 a month, sponsor yourself with Gary.
sponsor Gary.
Stop them from going extinct. Oh man.
You have a newborn baby, and then the British government come knocking on the door. Listen, we will pay you to name it Gary, mate. No, it's not the name
Boris
you want.
burst down his fucking door like, please name your baby Gary to save the population of Garys.
The population of Garys are going extinct.
Oh man, it's probably cap.
That is.
It's really
no,
funny all the time.
Surely, mate. Surely. But that's funny.
No Gary's born since 19. I have a cousin named Gary, but obviously we're not in the UK. But I have a cousin named Gary.
Yeah.
He was born in 2005. So, I mean, it's not UK, but
Wait, hang on a minute. Right, they say no Garys by the end of 2025, is it?
2050.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I was about to say,
If you're born in 1992, surely you're going to still be alive, all going well.
if you're a Gary born after 1992, you're just gonna like Thanos disappear, like it's gonna fade into particles.
Oh man, that's so funny. Well, if you're from the UK and you're having a child, consider Gary.
Yeah,
let's
Like we can't.
Let's
we
build
can't
up the
lose Gary.
population
Gary's
of
an iconic
Garys.
name.
Yeah, iconic, yeah, absolutely. Oh man, but yeah, that ends this segment of I don't want to call it nutty news because that's what Will and E calls it. So we'll come up with a name for it in due course. But maybe we'll do this.
We'll have our cutaway set for it next week or
Yeah.
whenever we do it again.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a section for it every week because yeah, I found some mad stories this week and I felt like I needed to change or share them. The question that we got for this week was for us to pick our Premier League team of the years so far. Now, I had, and I think you said as well, mate, a lot of trouble picking these teams because if we look at the season as a whole, no one's been particularly stand out. Do you know what I mean? But we've come with our teams. I actually haven't typed mine out, but it doesn't really matter. I think I remember it off by heart anyway. Close enough to it. Do you want to go first, or actually, don't? We'll go position by position. And
Okay.
we'll say,
Yeah, let's do that because I've said to Kelly now before we start this, lads. If anyone actually, I've said to Kelly, I have some in here. Now there are some that I think are quite obvious that you would say, yeah, they are probably in the discussion at least. I think there's going to be at least two where maybe not backlash, but a question mark would be raised about the footballing intelligence that I possess. So we'll just put a disclaimer here. This is my opinion. And the same with Kelly. This is our opinion. If you have a different opinion to us, that's totally fine. But yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like we're actually going to have, disagreements as well. Like, we're not.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a very, very small chance that we have the exact same starting 11 here. But we're going to start off. Okay, what is your formation that you've gone with, first of all? Or, like, is there
I've gone.
particular-
Well, see, now, I realized this when I did it out. I did it just a bog standard 4-4-2 instead of actually trying.
So did I,
Did you do the same, did you?
Yeah, so
okay.
I think that's okay. I think that's what the team of the year usually is anyway. Or close enough
that's
to it,
why
so.
it was. Yeah. And can I ask as well? Did you do it as in like you tried to pick players that played the position you've picked them in?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay. Goalkeeper. Who have you gone for?
Harry Maguire. Just the team of Harry Maguire.
We all dream of a team of Harry Maguires. A team of Harry Maguires.
Nah, I'm only messing. Right. I've gone with. I'm gonna say, I have two written down here. My two I've written down are Martinez or Schmeichel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My reasoning behind it is, I think since he's left Arsenal, and he's playing at Villa, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Villa, yeah.
Oh, thank God! I thought I made absolute shit of myself right at the start of this. Yeah, he's at Villa. I think he's done decently well. I think what I've based it off is the turnaround from last season. I think he's been pretty well. And then Schmeichel, I mean, even if I watched him last weekend against Liverpool, he made some serious saves in the first 20, 30 minutes. Like, he's always going to have a place in my heart. I think that he's definitely one of them up there. I would have said another one. I would have said was probably Nick Pope,
Yeah.
but I, 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 I don't know really. It's difficult. I think we said this before as well, mate. That the goalkeepers in particular have been very inconsistent, and it's a very hard position to pick someone who is out and out the best.
Yeah.
What have you
I
gone with then?
I can say that I have not gone for either of them. I have instead gone for what I feel like is probably the basic bitch option, but I've gone for it anyway, and that is Ederson.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, no, see, I rate that. He probably yeah.
I think he's just. I mean, you see the assist he got for Gundogan last week against Spurs.
Yeah,
That was a
mate,
madness.
yeah.
But I do like. I was very close to going with Emi Martinez myself, and Schmeichel is
Yeah,
always a solid shout, especially when Leicester are doing so well. But I've just gone for Ederson for the plain and simple reason that Manchester City are top of the league and are going to win
yeah.
the league, and he is elite. Like he is elite. So
He is.
you've
You
gone
can't
for.
argue that.
Are you gonna settle on either Schmeichel or Martinez, or are you gonna just say one or the other?
You know what? I'll go with Martinez. I think just I would love to go with Schmeichel, but I genuinely haven't seen enough of him this season to
Mm,
stay out and out. I prefer him over, but I would like an honourable mention, Kasper Schmeichel, just for
yeah, I rate that.
that.
I rate that. Right, well we'll go position by position. So right back.
Okay, my right back. I don't think this player actually plays right back, but I couldn't think of another right back that I was 100% convinced with.
Mm.
So I might get a bit of stick for this, but I've gone with Aaron Cresswell.
Oh, Aaron Cresswell. Okay. Yeah, he is left
Um,
back.
yeah, I was aware of this before I started, but I was like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, you've got a stinker, Jack.
No,
Um,
I think that's okay though. I think you can, as long as they're
because
like
you can switch back and forth.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Aaron Cresswell.
Well,
I was gonna pick him for my left back to be honest, but I didn't in the end. But yeah,
yeah.
he's definitely a
Well,
good
that
shout.
was the choice. I had two left backs in mind that I wanted to start.
Mm,
Again, the main reason for them was offensively,
yeah,
like getting forward, putting good balls into the box. And say maybe defensively,
yeah,
we're yeah. But I think just offensively, that was another name I wanted to throw in there, but I wouldn't usually say that player starts there. So I've put him in another position. So we'll get to him in a bit. Uh,
okay,
I definitely don't think you would have picked this lad either. So I'm gonna stick with my guns. Obviously, there was players like Wan-Bissaka who came into my mind,
mm,
um, but I can't lie. Wan-Bissaka to me is not lucky as a right back, but I do feel there's an element of he rides his luck a little bit. There's been so many times I think I've said this before. There's so many times you watch him dive in and
mm,
challenges and shit like that. Uh, they just can't. And there was other names I wanted to mention as well, but I went with Cresswell. I might get a bit of stick for that, but I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with Cresswell.
that's fair. I've gone. Oh, it's another basic bitch option, but I just think this guy has been so good for Manchester City, and that
Oh, I
is
knew it. I knew it.
João Cancelo.
Oh man. I see. Do you know what? I actually thought of him before we started the podcast, and I was like, "Why didn't I pick him?"
Yeah,
But yeah, nah, 100% agree with you on that, mate. He has been sick.
he's been quality. Left back then.
Gone
Uh,
with Luke Shaw.
I have also gone with Luke Shaw. Yeah, I
There we
think
go.
we've agreed
I
on
feel like
one.
that's a fairly obvious one. Just yeah. I think he's had probably his best season so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, as we said in the last podcast, I think it's a lot of it is thanks to United signing Alex Telles. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
the fact that he's come in and he's been so, Alex Telles hasn't been good, but the fact that he's come in has really pushed Shaw forward. So yeah, I think that's a fair show for the two of us. Give me your two centre backs.
another one I think we're going to agree on here. I think we'll agree on at least one.
Yeah, I think so too.
And again, I've gone with it, like you say, because They've been so good this season, and a pairing that you would never have said at the start of the season would have been a thing. But I've gone with Ruben Diaz and John Stones.
That's the same thing, mate. We've both gone for
Yeah,
Ruben Diaz and John Stones.
there we go.
They've just been so good together. It's been very, very bizarre. But like they're kind of keeping Laporte out of the team at the minute, which is kind of mad. So yeah, we agree on one. They've been John Stones in particular has shocked me because I thought he was done.
He
out
was
here.
finised last season, mate. I thought he was done. There was
I
rumors
thought
he
he
was
was done.
leaving.
Yeah, like Chelsea were meant to be interested in him. Bloody hell, I'd take him now
Yeah.
if we were offering him. Right, okay. 4-4-2. Give me your two central midfielders.
Okay. Again, I think we're going to agree on one of them.
Yeah.
So I've gone with Bruno Fernandes,
hmm
and based on recent form, I've gone with Gundogan.
We picked the same two central midfielders, lad.
Yeah. Like you say, mate. I just think that, in particular, Gundogan. Fuck me, the last couple of games he has been class. And some of the goals he scored, the movement, the passing.
Yeah.
It's been. And then Bruno's Bruno. That's all we need to say about that.
Bruno is fucking Bruno. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of my other winger now. Shit. Okay, give me your two wingers there. I know one of mine off the top of my head.
Okay, I'll give you one of mine.
Okay.
I've gone with Harvey Barnes.
Oh, okay. Harvey Barnes. That's a decent shout, you know. I
Yeah,
haven't gone
I
with Harvey
think-
Barnes, but
I was going to say, I think just on the ball, especially in the last couple of games I've watched him, like he just seemed like he's getting confident. Like, he was one of those players I would have said a couple of seasons ago that probably wouldn't have been a major name, whereas now I think he's definitely up there with maybe the top 3 players at Leicester, top 5. Again, like I could get stick for this, and I feel like I might, because there's some controversial statements, but I just think that he definitely, especially against Liverpool as well in the last game I watched, he just was class.
yeah.
So
I've while
that's
you
one
were
of my wingers.
talking, I've remembered my other winger, and my other winger isn't really a winger, but you put Aaron Cresswell at right back, so I'm going to include this fella.
Go for it.
I'll give my two as I noticed the balloon video starting in the background there behind you.
The iconic video in the back.
Oh, iconic. Right. The first one I've gone with is another Leicester player, James Maddison.
Yes. Okay.
And the second person isn't a winger, more of a cam 10, whatever you want to call it. And it's West Ham's Thomas Soucek.
Fuck yeah! Oh man, of course. Yes.
He has surprised me so much. Came in from, I think, Slavia Prague. And I thought he was going to be a solid sign. And obviously he came in on loan January last season. And, you know, was showing good signs then. But this season he has just tore some teams asunder. And, scored some incredible goals. And for me, has to be in there somewhere in the midfield.
Do you know what? I'll give you that. Madison came to my mind as well, and the only reason I didn't put him in there is the same as yourself. I wasn't 100% sure whether we could just, you could just chuck the best midfielders in there. They didn't have to be positional. Would you like to hear my other winger selection?
I would.
This is one that I feel many people won't agree with me, and it is purely based on recent events that I just think I like him a lot.
Okay.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Oh, you know what? Based off recent events, mate, Callum Hudson-Odoi has been incredible.
Yeah, I've threw him in there because even when he was playing at wing back as well for Tuchel in the first couple of games, mate, he looked different, gravy. He was a different lad. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, if I could go back, I probably would put Maddison there or Soucek.
Yeah. That's fair. Hudson-Odoi is a good shout, though, but I think if it would be a good shout if he continued the form that he's showed under Tuchel. If that was all season long, then I'd be like, yeah, Hudson-Odoi's got to be in there. But realistically, before Tuchel, he was struggling for game time. So, but yeah, no, I like that. I like that shout. Obviously, as a Chelsea player,
it was a cheeky one. I'll say that it was a cheeky one. We were testing the waters with Callum Hudson-Odoi, I have to say.
Okay, so finishing off with the Strikers. Who have
All
you
right.
gone for, Mr. Grivach?
I will. I'm gonna leave this one because this is one I knew I wanted to put in. All right. And again, I know he was out recently, but I want you to pick a number, Kelly, between 1 and 2.
Between 1 and 2. 1.
Yeah. Okay. So my strikers are Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy.
Ooh.
And I
Okay.
know for a fact Kelly hasn't
Okay.
picked the same as me. I know for a fact.
I
And I
have
knew.
I have one of the same.
Oh, really? Oh man.
One.
Okay. Right. Okay. I know. Okay. I'll let you go with yours, and then we'll.
I also have Jamie Vardy,
Okay.
but I've
Good.
not gone for Harry Kane.
I think
I
I have the
have
other one. That.
I have instead gone for Mo Salah.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Top
Okay.
scorer in the Premier League this season. I know Liverpool are doing
Yes.
shite, but he's got I think he's got 15 or 16 goals. He's 5 or 6 ahead of, I think Bruno is the second highest scorer in the league.
Yeah. I think he
I
is. Yeah.
think
Yeah.
for having the league's top scorer, I just feel like I couldn't have. Honestly, I tried to think of somebody else to put alongside Vardy, but honestly, even though Liverpool's form has been shit this season, he's still been getting goals. I would say this
Yeah.
season, but recently more so. He's still been getting goals, and it's still, I would argue, it's been one of his best seasons yet. He just seems to be getting better and better. So for me,
Yeah.
there just seems I couldn't not put Mo Salah in.
Yeah. I get that. Again, I totally get top goal scorer, and his name definitely came into my head.
Mm.
Now, me being a United fan, it was very, 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 very hard to write Mo Salah there.
Yeah.
And I again, I don't really follow Salah. I'm not gonna lie. Again, being a United, I don't really follow. So I'm sure Danny will correct me if this statement is incorrect, or you will probably correct me. Has he given a lot of assists this season, Mo Salah?
Let's find out. I actually don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a little data analysis because this will change what I'm about to say and my
Um,
justification for why I haven't
I
put him in.
mean, he certainly doesn't have as many assists as he has goals. I think that's fair to say. I'll
All
look
right,
up. You know what? I'll look up the PL top assists
do
2020
and
2021.
tell me where Kane is in comparison to.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know where you're going with this because I know there was one game where Spurs beat Southampton. Yeah, Harry Kane is top of the assist chart with 11. Kevin De Bruyne second. Jack Grealish third. Jack Grealish was actually very close to getting into mine as well, to be fair.
yeah,
But
same as that.
Grealish third, Bruno fourth. I have to click actually into the article now so I can see if Salah is on this at all. Son fifth, Luca Dean sixth, Aaron Cresswell, Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, Luke Shaw, James Ward-Prowse, Bobby Firmino, Timo Werner, Mateus Click, Jamie Vardy, Andy Robertson, Callum Wilson, James Maddison, Rafinha, Patrick Bamford. So Mo Salah isn't even in the top 20 for assists in the Premier League this season. That's actually a good point, mate. You've smashed that. That is
And
good.
ladies and gentlemen, that is why Mo Salah is dropped and Harry Kane has come in. Harry Kane, I think, obviously, I know, right? People are going to say probably, oh, Harry Kane, oh, he's overrated as a striker or whatever. But I just think that he is integral to Spurs. Like when you actually watch him play, he's dropping into midfield, and then the pass and the quality of the passing he gives. Like you say, Did you say he's top of the assists, wasn't he?
Top of the assists with 11. I'm trying to check how many goals he has, considering he has
I
been
think
out
he
as well.
has. Yeah, I think he is double digits. I think for
13.
goals as well.
13.
Yeah.
So he's joined
So
third with Son and Calvert-Lewin.
yeah, that was the reason I put him in, boys, because not only is he scoring, but he's also assisting as well. And as good as Salah is, and I know it's obviously if you're playing a striker, you're not really talking too much about assists. You're more how many goals he put in the net. But I think because he can do both, if we're talking about the best team of the Premier League so far, I think I had to include him in there. And then I think we both agreed on Vardy. Vardy is the best striker ever. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
The
He
goal.
is a bloody legend, lads.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually 2 seconds. I'm going to plug in my fucking laptop because it's like 15% left. So.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus. We're saved. Yeah, I think you make very very valid points there, mate. I'm impressed with that. I'm gonna stick. I am gonna stick to my guns and keep Salah
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what it is gonna do, I want to, if anybody's made it this far in the podcast and you're still listening, or maybe this will be a clip on YouTube or whatever, if I'm not lazy enough to actually clip up this.
Well, what
But
we could do is, mate, even if it isn't, we can put up a poll, being
yeah,
like,
put up
if
our
you had to
teams.
choose, yeah, and we'll make the point that while he is the top goal scorer, Kane has the most assists. Who would you rather? I feel like people will go for Salah, but
Probably because he is
yeah,
the top scorer. But that was the main reason why I had him in. Um, but yeah, that's a really good debate to be had. And I want to see if we can continue this debate in the comment section or on our Instagram. Follow us there at the underscore shite underscore podcast. No, shite talk. The
the
shite.
shy underscore podcast.
The shite
Oh, Kelly's had a
podcast.
stinker.
Oh, that's a stinker. It's in the description, okay? Go follow it and let us know. But yeah, I think there's a really good debate to be had there, mate. I think how many did we agree on? So we
We
both had
had
Stones and Diaz,
yeah,
Shaw,
Bruno
Br-
and Gundogan
Bruno
and Vardy.
Gundogan, and Vardy. So and then I had Cancelo, and I had Madison, Soucek, Salah.
And
So
I
yeah,
had Cresswell, Hudson-Odoi, Barnes, and Kane.
Kane, yeah, interesting. Let us know in the comments, lads, because that is an interesting debate to be
All
had.
right, if we're being honest, boys, let's be real here. Let's not beat around the bush. If you were to pick a team, you're going to pick Kelly's. Kelly's is 100%, I would say. If you're looking at for the best team in the Premier League so far, Kelly's is the one. I would, if I'm being honest,
But I think the
I
big
would pick you.
debate, I think the big debate is to be had between Salah and Kane because
Oh yeah,
before
no,
you
yeah,
said
yeah.
before you said what you said, I would have been 100% sold Salah over Kane based off this season any day. But you brought up some really really good points, and yeah, the debate is there to be had. So let us know. Um,
Awfully.
Let me see what else have we got to talk about. Uh, I put down on this, mate. This could be the last section of the podcast, but I put down the school stories that we were talking about the last day as the last section of the podcast here today. We probably should have talked about this a bit more before, but this will just be kind of off the cuff and what we remember maybe. Before we do though, did you hear the breaking news last night on Twitter regarding
Oh yes,
yeah I
that's yeah the robbery, the
yeah
robbery.
So basically, Clash of Creators, the football match that we talked about over Christmas, they put out a thing you to make a video, basically explaining why you should be picked to play for Clash of Creators or whatever. And I didn't get in. But to be quite honest, mate, I kind of told myself a week ago that I'm probably not going to get picked because I was looking at some of the other participants and they put a lot more effort into it. Like the first few, like when I uploaded mine, I would think that mine was one of the best. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
the second week, people uploaded these mad videos and like mad edits on them, and it looked really, really sick. And those were generally the ones that were picked. So I was a little bit like, I don't know, can I enter a second time? Probably not. So fuck it.
yeah.
Probably not going to get picked. But, you know, it doesn't really bother me too much. Even if I did get picked, chances are, would I have been allowed to go to England in April anyway? We don't know
Yeah,
at this point.
that is something I'd say probably came into the mind of a few people.
Yeah,
But
like we.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. Look, we don't know what's going to happen by April. Really, I know they're saying lockdown for another 9 weeks or whatever. But there's already people. I think I read this morning. I don't know if it's a real headline, but the one of the now I can't think. He works at the Who, but he's Irish, and he's saying basically that we can't have another level 5 lockdown and all this stuff. So who knows? Maybe we said now, but it's not set in stone. I don't think anywhere. Maybe it is. I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Literally, I don't give a fuck anymore. So, yeah, that was the biggest thing that crossed my mind. Like, even if I don't get picked, chances are, or even if I do get picked, chances are probably not even going to be let out of the country to, or
Well,
even into England to do it. So, you know,
what if we did? What if we did spin on it, mate? What if we say right? We emailed Clash Creators, being like, "Hello, boys. Um, obviously it's a football match, and you're gonna hopefully have it, but there's some dangerous men on that pitch. Like there's there's rivalries there, and lads are gonna want to, lads couldn't get hurt,
Yeah.
So what if we were able to offer you lads a free, physiotherapy and strength and conditioning?
Yeah.
We could swing it like that and say, look, if you want someone to cover the game for free,
Yeah. Just
could you
say it,
imagine?
like, we'll just put that offer out there, like, um,
You've
but
got some dangerous men on that pitch, lads. You never know what's going to
people
happen.
are gonna get hurt. But yeah, no. Overall, when I seen the news came out last night, I wasn't really too. There were some people that I seen that did enter that were like, "Oh, I'm so gutted, like I can't believe this," and all that, and I was just kind of like, "Fair enough," like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really bother me too much. So, anyway,
I
we
saw one
move.
lad actually was reacting to it on stream as well, and I was like, could you imagine if that poor lad didn't get picked while he's streaming? Like that would be. I don't know. I'd have to stop for a minute. I'd be like, nah, lads, I'm sorry.
I
Give
don't
me
know,
5 minutes.
don't know. But yeah. Anyway, well done to the lads who did get picked. I've
Yeah,
seen some of
fair
your
play,
videos.
boys.
They were
Fair
very
play.
very sick, so well deserved. Um, let's see. Right, school stories. Let's go on to this then. Um,
Right. I think Kelly, we both have one. Now we probably talked about this on the channel before. I think we probably have, but one of the most iconic ones that I can think of that involved you and me definitely was the time we came back from the football match. Um, this is this we've told this story, I'd say, about 100 times to people, and every time I say it, it just doesn't get old. Like I can remember that day in every bit of detail.
yeah, absolutely. Do you want to tell it, or you brought it up, so you might as well?
Yeah, I'll give it. So basically, lads, we might have mentioned this before, but um, we were in secondary school, and we were in, I think, first or second year. I'd say probably second year with the balls
Second
we had
year,
in
yeah.
us. Yeah. So we had pulled over after we had played a game of football, Gaelic football now this is. Um, we pulled over to get food because we had missed lunch obviously back at school. So they were like, "Yeah, we'll pull in here to the chop boys, and you can get what you want and get a bit of a snack." Now we went in there with another lads. It was me, Kelly, and this other lad. And I don't know if it was me that made the decision, but I said to you,
It was you,
lads,
yeah. It was you.
yeah, I don't know. To this day, lads, I don't know what drove me to this, but I said, lads, I don't want anything from here. Now, bear in mind, lads, it was, if you're from Ireland, right, I think it was Daybreak and Super Value
Yeah.
were the two. They have the exact same items. I don't know why I wanted. I think it must have been fate, or it must have been scripted in somewhere anyway. But I said to the lads, "Look, you want to go across Super Value now? Unofficially, I don't think we were permitted to
No,
go
we had to
across.
stay in the daybreak, I think.
Yeah, we had to stay in the daybreak, but for some reason, us three big hardy lads were like, you know what? We don't give a fuck. We're going across the Super Value, class." So we got to the crossing because there was a road between two, so we got to the crossing, and I still don't actually know how it occurred, this incident, but we waited at the lights. Now, how do I describe? The traffic on our right had stopped, so it was on the reds.
Yeah.
So, and there was no traffic coming the other side. So we thought we were, well, I think, again, I don't know if it was me, but we decided to cross the road at this moment. And at this exact moment that we had stepped onto the road, we were at the point of no return. We were like a third of the way in. We had crossed the road. To go back now would look stupid. So, out of nowhere, this massive fuck off lorry comes. I shit you not. He came flying around the corner, and he's heading straight for us. We are dead at this point if we don't move. So for some reason, right, I acted the quickest, and I just said fuck it and just ran straight across. And
Oh.
the poor boys behind me, in that moment, you had to make a split decision. So you legged it. But poor old Kelly, Kelly almost died.
Mate,
He was
this close to death that day.
inches away from that fucker taking. And the worst thing about it is, I don't think he slowed down, mate. He was taking you either way.
And do you know what the thing was? He was coming down a hill, and we were at like the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
And there's no way he didn't see us. Like, there's no way.
Oh, yeah, he 100% saw us that day.
Yeah, and he just went, right, these little fucks, I'm gonna put the fucking boot down.
Who do
And
they think
honestly,
they
mate,
are?
honestly, if I wasn't a sprinter, I reckon I could be dead right now. Like, fully
We
dead.
might have lost Kelly. I think the funniest thing about it was you remember, or you said it to us afterwards. You saw one of our teachers in the car at the level crossing or whatever it was, and
Yeah.
you just saw him go, "Oh,
No,
this is what."
I think what happened was one of the basically we had two coaches slash teachers with us. One of them was in the daybreak watching us, and he seen this going on, and he just went, "Oh Jesus!" And all of
Oh
us, so
Jesus
so
Christ!
we just continued upon our merry way after just about surviving by the skin of our teeth. Jack went into Super Value to get his role that was nearly worth losing a life over.
Yeah,
And all of
and
a sudden, me and the other guy,
I
we
remember as well when the teacher came in to round us up eventually. Like
yeah
I remember he had got you two,
yeah
and I don't know how he got you two. I wasn't aware at the time that he got you.
yeah
But
we
I was in the queue paying for my roll, and I shit you not, out of nowhere, he just goes like that, and I'm there like, I know what's happened here, and I'm expecting him to just fuck me across the counter and be like,
oh,
"You fucking retard," and he just
oh
goes to me, "Jack, pay for your things, get on the bus," and in that moment, I have
oh
never been more terrified.
mate, fuck me. Like me, the thing is, me and the other guy, me and Shane were standing outside.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how he caught us, and we seen him just like crossing the road.
like,
And
yeah,
then I remember he said to us, "Going to be calling your parents now," or there was parent teacher meetings coming up as well. So I was like, "Oh mate, I'm fucked. Like, it's over
this
for
is
me."
why I always feel bad for you and Shane because, like I said, it was me that made the decision to go across. Like I only wanted you to come with me for the company. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you got your stuff. Like you were fine. So yeah, that was totally a grievous error there. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was.
that was an experience. But you know what? These are the kind of experiences you look back on right now, like we are, and think to yourself, you know what? Nearly died, but fucking hell, it was
That was
funny.
so crack.
Those are always the best stories. I've one that I alluded to the last day, and we didn't get into. You talked about your story with the bin
Been
and the teacher. This is a similar type of story with the sandwich box. So, as we said in the last podcast, lads, every morning we used to get a box of sandwiches delivered from Daybreak or somewhere like that.
yeah,
And these sandwiches were, questionable, to say the best, to say the least for them. And basically, they used to come in this, like, foam, pretty decent sized foam box. And
yeah.
every morning, somebody would take it upon themselves to just smash the shit out of this box, yeah? Just rip it to shreds. And I don't know why. And then there's this one morning where it was my turn, yeah? Me and another fella. And the other fella got his fist and just put it straight through the side of the box, while I got the lid of the foam box and smashed it in half across my knee like some fucking Kung Fu Panda type shit, yeah?
Oh mate.
And then I think this was the most broke up the box I'd ever gotten. That's
Yeah.
why questions were raised. We got caught and had to do like some sort of like punishment essay for it anyway. But it just makes you think, mate, why did we do that? Like, why did we do that?
Yeah, realistically, like it was the stupid. Looking back on it, it's the stupidest thing ever. Like, and could you imagine like the poor like other people in our class that just saw us get up and just beat the shit out of this box?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. But at the time, mate, it was hilarious.
it
I
was
don't
fucking
care what anyone
elite.
says. I don't. But I think me and Kelly can both say we don't regret
No,
it.
I do it again. Like,
Yeah,
fucking
if
hell, I
I
do it
saw that
again.
sandwich box, he's having it.
Yeah. Don't know what he did to us or anything like that, but we had something against that fucking box, and we just
I think
had
it was
to
just the quality of sandwiches. Like we just said, you know what? Just fuck off. Like we're gonna
just
keep
get
breaking
out.
your box in protest.
Yeah. Oh mate.
I'm
Oh.
trying to
Do
think
you know
of
what
other
do
ones.
you know what the best thing was though? Our year head at the time took me and the other fella out of the tutorial class to basically give out shit to us and give us our punishment essay or whatever. And I remember her saying, "You're gonna have to pay for them boxes now. You know that." Them boxes cost €250 a pop. Do you realise
Oh,
that?
piss off. Piss
When I
off,
say this is
mate.
a foam box, it like I say the geezer punched like through the box, but it did not take a big punch because this tin. It's foam, so a strong enough gust of wind could probably break it. Yeah,
Yeah, like lads, honestly, a toddler could put his head through it.
yeah, that's how shit they were. And this fucking teacher told us that we to spend that they were going to cost €250 to get a new one. Like piss
Fuck
off.
off.
So you're telling me that was about the 20th, 25th, 30th fucking time that we'd broken that box, yeah? You're telling me that every day they're spending €250 to get a new one every day? Like, get
Yeah,
in the
do
bin.
you know what? Do you know what just occurred to me as well? Could you imagine being the because obviously, lads, in case you didn't know, what usually happened with sandwich boxes, they would get them back. Like the shop that gave them to us, they would get them back at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Could you imagine the awkwardness of coming into our class and being like, "Yeah, they've done it. They've done it again. We don't know how they've done it. But they've just the box is just ruined, lads. We're so sorry. We don't know who keeps doing it or how it keeps happening, but it's just a mystery. It was a mystery at the time who was
Yeah,
absolutely beating the shit out of them boxes, even
they've
though it was
broken it
quite
again.
obvious it was someone in the class.
Yeah. Oh, they've broken it again. Yeah. You were saying you were trying to think of another. I definitely have two more that I can think of.
I
Um,
have stories, mate. The issue with my stories is that they involve someone else, and
yeah,
I don't want to mention someone else
that's
out
fair.
of respect because
That's fair.
it was like this is back in first year. I think you know the incident I'm talking about. If you think what was one thing that stuck with me the whole way to it happened in first year, um,
Hang on, cut here, Aaron,
yeah,
in the edit.
what the fuck
Were you
is wrong
literally?
with
You're
us?
literally.
Hello,
Oh man, yeah, those are the days.
yeah,
Those are.
we can't leave them in.
We can't. Right, we're cutting back in now. We can't leave what we just said in
We had
this.
a recap, lads, of what was we were talking about, and we just
What could be
can't.
said and what couldn't. That was basically the discussion. But
Yeah, we can't say that.
I do have other stuff that can be said. All right, and I remember specifically you, right, in fifth year. So you left our school in like the Christmas of our fifth year in
Oh
school.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And I remember for those few months from September to December of fifth year, you went on an absolute madness. Like you, you knew you were leaving, so it was like, right, I'm just gonna be an absolute cunt to all these fucking teachers, mate.
I really was.
I remember an incident where we were going into biology out in like the new building there, and a first year class had just been in there before us, yeah. And so a poor little unfortunate had left their book on the fucking desk. Had left their book on the desk, and Greybatch, we it was on the seat like down the back where me and Greybatch used to sit, and I was like, oh, I wonder whose book is that. Greybatch just opens the window and fucks the book out the window. and then a teacher, not the teacher we had, but a different teacher, was actually walking outside the building at the time and just seen this book flying out the window. And then she picks it up and comes in just after our class had started and was like, who threw this book out the window? I'm walking into the building, I see this book flying out the window. Who did it? And obviously, Grievous, you didn't give a fuck, mate. You just went, yeah, it was me. She brought you out. I don't know what she said to you, but I just remember.
I can't.
I
She
just,
basically, I'll reveal it to you now. So this is info. I can only remember a bit of what she said. She basically goes to me like, Jack, what the fuck is wrong with you? I remember at one point she was talking to me. I just looked into the class
you
to see
did.
what she was doing.
I was just about to say.
Literally.
She had her back. She had her back to the class door, and obviously in school you have the little window in the doors. Yeah, she. I could see you laughing at her anyway. Whatever she was saying to you, you were laughing at her. Her back is
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
door.
yeah.
You're here, and pretend the mic is her. You just go into the class. I was like,
Oh, I was such a dickhead, man.
I
You know
started
what?
pissing
The thing
myself
is, right?
laughing.
I'll hold my hands up, lads. Anyone who watching this may not think it's funny, and I totally get that. It's not funny. Like now, I would say, like obviously, I would never do that. But you just have to understand in the moment, in the time, it just worked on so many levels. Like again, it's stupid. It is fucking stupid. Like it's literally just someone who's just thrown a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, that
Oh man, that was
I
too
remember.
funny.
Do you know what? Another story just popped into my head. As just this is the same period, lads.
Is this
And
Spanish?
again, oh my god, mate, I didn't even.
Spanish as well. You went off on a bad one on our teacher in
Yeah.
there.
Do you actually? I think it's the story he's going to tell. Are you going to tell the story about when he took me out of the class for? Actually,
Um,
no. Do you know what? You go on and tell your story because I've got one here as well.
okay,
Again,
well,
this was a different time for pretty much. This
yeah,
was
you were different gravy at this point in time.
I was
Basically,
gone.
we had Spanish class together as well in fifth year, and the teacher, he wasn't a big fan of when someone would start drinking water in the middle of class. For whatever reason, it just seemed to piss him off a big. And you and him weren't really getting on well anyway. Like there'd been a few, I think there'd been a few incidents before this where, you weren't getting on the best for one reason or another. You just weren't agreeing with each other. And before the class started, this one day he goes, it's the way he said it as well. It's really funny. I think this is a quote as well. Before we start today, if anybody feels the need to consume some liquids before we begin, please do that now, so you're not
That
doing it
is,
in the middle of class.
yeah.
This guy gets a full 2.5 litre bottle of Ballygowan, yeah, and downs the whole thing, while the teacher's just there like,
He just starts shaking like.
he was fucking seething, and you finish your water, and then he was just like, I think he was genuinely impressed, to be honest. He just went, and you went,
Yeah, I mean, I'm down 2.5 liters, and I'm not dead.
and me and Patterson were beside you, absolutely pissing ourselves laughing, and then he just goes, Greenvatch goes, sir, and he goes, what, Jack? Can I go refill my water?
Oh god! Oh no, no, no!
I was thinking the balls on this
Oh
fella is incredible.
god! Lads! I can only apologise to anyone who had to do it me at that age. That was ridiculous. Yeah, but
Oh,
to be fair, lads, it was at that period of time where I knew I was going. There was a couple of teachers that had really fucked me off. He was one of them, 100% who I hated. So I made sure to piss him off. Now I would like to formally state now that I am a dickhead, lads. I am not that big a dickhead anymore. I promise you, I've changed.
you have changed,
But
to be fair. You have changed.
yeah. But similar enough to that, there was another incident as well. I can't remember what it was for, but he. Do you remember? There was an incident, and maybe this will you will not remember it when I start saying it. But he took me out of class one day.
Hang on, mate. Hang on. I'm just looking at the image behind you right now on the telly.
Oh god! Oh god! Are we gonna? Oh god! Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's happened.
That was a
That is
classic.
there.
That's on the internet.
Right. Yeah, I didn't expect that to pop off. Right.
Go on, continue.
Moving on. Yeah. Do you remember there was an incident where he just took me out of class one day? Like he had just had enough of me one day.
Yeah.
And he took me out of class, and he obviously wanted me to get my journal.
Hmm.
I can't remember the ins and out of it, but we had he took me out of the class, and we just had he just went off, and I went off with him. It was a big fucking
Oh,
roaring or shouting.
I think I remember hearing this from inside the class as well.
Yeah, you were inside, and it was roaring and shouting. He wanted my journal so he could write a note on it. I said, "I'm not giving it to you, lad. I haven't done anything."
Yeah.
And then he just absolutely lost it.
Yeah.
And then you remember, I won't mention the name, but the vice principal at the time came out, and she was lovely. Like, she was very.
She was lovely.
She got
Yeah.
very upset easily.
Yeah.
She actually cried, I think,
Really.
because we weren't getting along. Like she was that invested. I don't know why, but yeah, she just couldn't hack that we were not getting along.
Yeah.
I can't remember how the incident ended, but I'm pretty sure at some point I have an image of him throwing my journal, but it surely can't have been that.
It could have happened, mate. It could have happened. It could have
Yeah,
happened.
basically, there was a truce. I think
Mm,
I said I wasn't going to be as much of an absolute twat,
yeah.
but yeah, there was there. I think that was the first incident where I've actually ever really really gone off at someone, like a teacher in particular. Like I was just like, nah, fuck you, mate.
Yeah.
Hold this.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I'm trying to think. Did I ever lose it with a teacher? Not really. Like I've been in, arguments before, but like, yeah, I think I actually remember that argument with you and him. But like, yeah, I don't think I've never had anything to that magnitude, mate.
It's mad.
Um,
It's mad to me as well, mate, because I can't imagine myself ever being like that. Like I could never. If I were to go back to that situation now, as who I am, I would be totally uncomfortable. But back then, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me, but yeah,
yeah.
we'd have a nut job.
It was an interesting time. It was an interesting time.
Actually, someone else came to the back of my head, right? Do you, it's just again so stupid, like. But do you remember the time? It was you, me, and I think it was Jamie down the back, and Jamie had the Lucasade bottle. Every 5 minutes, the class goes quiet.
That was an incident I was going to bring up actually because we were in biology then, and there was three of us sitting at three separate ends of the classroom, and she was up the top with some actual leaving certs. She gave us some work to do while she was working with leaving certs at the time, and every couple of seconds we bought Lucasade sport bottles down in the shop at the time for lunch, and every couple of seconds in class all you hear is, and then there's this one that I did that was exceptionally loud. It was like literally.
Yeah.
There was a load of water. There was a load of like juice that came to the top, like way more than it should have been. And I must have destroyed the bottom of the table or something because like, all you hear is
lads, in all
seriousness,
Kelly smashed it.
and that was the one that made her go. She goes, "You all right, Aaron?" And I went, "Yep."
I just remembered. I remember absolutely dying in the corner wherever I was. I just looked over and I couldn't believe what I've just heard. Like Kelly absolutely went for it. And again, I don't know if you meant it, but it just seemed to echo.
I didn't mean it, man. I didn't mean it. It was a pure accident. But it's basically,
I remember.
We were just pushing the boundaries. We kept pushing more and more up to the top and making louder noises. And this one literally went, and I was like, fuck.
Oh God,
it's way too loud. Oh man.
I think actually didn't like a few of the girls in that class get really pissed off at one point. Was
yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were like,
yeah, and then
if you don't want to learn, get out. They're like, if you don't want to learn, get out. And we're like, all right, fair enough.
5 seconds there.
I don't know. See, that is something again that's really stupid, but still, I would actually find that really funny because I have a really stupid sense of humor.
The same as that. Maybe like to be fair, lads. Again, we've said this now. Me and Kelly have changed. Like we're obviously not. We're not the same. Like
yeah.
we were younger back then. We were fools.
Like when you're in school, see, like some things seem funnier than they actually are. But like this one in particular was exceptionally funny and still would be, I think, to this day.
No.
The thing is, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it in a college lecture though. That's the thing.
God, no.
That's the difference.
No.
That's the difference.
Never, mate.
Let me see if I can think of any more. We had some great times in school, to be fair. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, mate. You know what? For everything that went on, like for how shit school was, like getting up and doing learning and stuff like that, the crack that was had was exceptional. Like I think, in particular, that I think from maybe third, like halfway through second year to probably fifth year, the absolute crack we had was unbelievable, mate.
Yeah, you see, I took a while to really. I don't know about you, but like, I took a while to really come out of my shell. Do you know what I mean? Like for certainly.
No, yeah.
For you probably remember it as well. Like for a lot of like for first year, like all the first year, I was so scared of everything.
Mate, yeah, exact same as that. Like, and I only remember it was actually only because of the group we were with at the time. Do you remember? It was like I think there was about 6 or 7 of us that were like always hang around each other.
Yeah.
And then we'd float between other people as well in between that.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of that group we were with, because they were very confident and they were like genuinely funny lads. Like
yeah.
I think it just pulled us up then to a different level.
Yeah, I think it took me until nearly the end of second year, mate, to properly get going, probably take like come out of my shell and start having the crack sort of thing. Like from I just remember from third year onwards being like unreal, and by the time I got to leaving cert, like I was so much more confident and everything. And I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ty helped that massively as well because
Oh,
like
TY, mate, was
Ty was a piss out.
unbelievable.
Do you remember the barn dance?
Yes. Oh my. Do you remember actually we had to run
We had to run
the
some whatever you call it, like some game type
bungee thing,
thing.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a bungee yoke, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, gee, that was a great crack.
I remember I was running for the school that day, and then like I hadn't been given a job, so she was like, "I'll just go with Jack and do that tonight." So I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Fair enough."
I remember trying to get you. I was like, bring Kelly over to me, and we will
Yeah,
kill someone.
yeah. Um, Let me see if
Actually,
I can
speaking
think
of
of any.
TY as well, do you remember the incident? A legendary. We had it on video. I don't know where. The video is definitely around somewhere. But classic moments. Like, do you remember the oh yeah video? Yeah. So there's that, but that's not the incident I'm thinking. The incident I'm thinking was right. So lads, in TY. For those of you who don't know what TY is, TY in Ireland, I don't know what the equivalent is or if there is an equivalent anywhere else, but it's kind of like a year where you don't really do work, but you just try different things. Like
Hmm.
you do different subjects for what you might like to do when it comes to your like your leaving cert or your A levels or whatever the equivalent is. So we were in home ec, and home ec for us and the lads was, I would say, probably the biggest piss take. Like we never, well, like we did stuff, but we would never ever take it seriously. Like you know,
Yeah.
like, we all knew we weren't going to do home ec, and well, some of us were, but yeah. So anyway, I don't remember exactly what happened to get us in this much trouble. But basically, one day, it was, I think, I'd say maybe five of us. It was me, Kelly, two lads from our group, and I think one of the exchange students.
Yeah.
Um, and what basically happened was we got asked to stay behind and clean everything, like clean dishes, clean everything. But we were left unsupervised doing it. So obviously, us being lads, we went absolutely mental. And as a joke, I think I went down to try and I don't know why we did it, but either I was asked to drop kick a chair,
Oh yes, I
yeah,
remember this now.
or yeah, I tried to kick someone else. But essentially, lads, what I didn't know was because we were taking the piss, the floor was wet and soapy. So when Grievous went to kick the chair or kick the person,
Uh,
he completely upended himself and just sent this chair flying. And God forbid, like, it didn't break anything, but oh
oh
my
man, I
God, like,
remember
the
that
video of it
video.
was,
I wish I
video
still
was
had. I,
class.
I wish I still had the other one of you doing the washing up, and I go slow. Oh,
You
oh
know what,
yeah,
mate?
yeah.
I'm gonna let you in on some secret info. That video exists on Facebook.
What? Oh wait, did I put
Yeah,
that up?
if you put it up for my birthday one of the years back in second year,
Oh
so
no!
you put up some absolute hooners of me, mate. I know
Oh
it's all
no!
jokes, it's all crack, but oh mate, yeah, that video does exist. If you ever want to go down memory lane,
Oh no!
type up my profile and just scroll down to the bottom, you'll see.
Oh, I have to go see that, mate. That's an absolute classic. When you said the home ec room, I thought you were going to say something else, but I'm not sure if you. I can only assume you were involved in this. It was essentially pancake day, or like some sort
I
of
think I
bake off
was.
thing. Yeah, I think you were. We were making pancakes again, unsupervised in the classroom, and it just ended up to the point where we were running around the classroom after each other, jumping over tables, crawling under tables, whipping each other with fucking wet
Yeah, I
towels.
was definitely there.
Yeah, mate, that was elite. It was
Oh
like a
God.
fucking war. You had about fucking 6 or 7 of us lads, and then like 4 or 5 girls, just like running around the fucking classroom, just whipping the shit out of each other with
We were
wet paper
animals, mate.
towels. Oh my god, mate, that was Ty was fucking elite, but like that was
Yeah,
what we were like. Whenever we were just left unsupervised, we just went absolutely fucking wild. Like I don't know what it was.
yeah, exactly like that. Like it just, I don't know what it is about being left. I suppose when you're at that age, like it just happens. But like, without fail, every time we were left in a classroom, and if it was, it would just had to be, I'd say maybe three of us out the group. at any time that happened, it just turned into absolute chaos.
Oh, chaos is not even the word, mate. But I remember that specifically because that was fucking insane.
Yeah, mate,
Um,
that was banter.
Literally, like it was like a war zone. People were jumping over tables and crawling under tables. I remember another incident actually where it was in TY, and in TY, a lot of the time you could get away with like just walking around the
Yeah,
hallways doing fuck all. And one day in particular, me, Kane, and Grivach decided at lunchtime we're not going to bother going back to class. So
we had enough at that point.
what we did, I think we kind of for a couple of weeks prior to that we looked at it on a certain day and thought after lunch, okay, is there a class in the gym at this time? Is there a PE class not at this time? Okay, there is. Maybe we'll go for a different day. This went on for like a couple of weeks. Eventually, we found a day where the gym was left with no class in it for like two classes, basically 40 minutes for a class. So that's like what, an hour and 20,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, 80 minutes. Yeah, hour 20.
Yeah, so yeah, class gym left unsupervised for an hour and 20 minutes. We after lunch. We just went right. Gym's unlocked. Let's go in there.
Off we
And
go.
I remember we played this game where one of us was standing on top of like the gym horse thing, and then you had like the mats. And I'm pretty sure there's a video of this somewhere as well, mate. We used to do a thing where the person jumping on the horse would jump, and there's the other two of us down below with footballs trying to peg footballs at them, and you get a point for hitting them with the ball.
Oh my
It was
god.
me. It was me, you, and Kane. I'm surprised somebody didn't die. Like it was fucking.
Yeah. You know, actually, yeah, I definitely remember that. I remember then as well. The more we did it, obviously everyone else started copping on as well. So it got very busy after a while. And I remember, I think it was the mats more than anything that really got people.
Yeah,
I remember lads jumping off everything onto the
yeah,
mats. Like,
yeah. I remember it getting to the point in TY where people just weren't going to class anymore and they just weren't fucking bothered. Like,
yeah,
um,
no, but it was like that, mate, because there was no like, at that point they didn't really care about us. And all due respect, like, why would they? See why? Like, they do nothing in that.
yeah.
So
Let me see. I can't really think of any more, mate. Do you have any more that you have
yeah.
right off the bat, or?
No, I'm stumped. Like we said, we can always go back to it at some point.
Yeah, we can definitely go back to it at some point. Again, I probably should have said it to you in advance. I kind of just thought of it last night myself.
I
But
know,
I
but
think
there was a good few there. There was a good few there. To be
there's a
fair.
good few. There's a good few classics in there. I don't have any more topics, so I think that is where we're going to wrap it up. How long have we been going for now? It says,
Actually, just before we go, mate, I'd like to make an announcement. I was meant to tell you this. Right?
oh,
End on a bit of a, you know, obviously we had a lighter side, but here's something else, right? So, right, I looked up the other day. So for football, lads, we can't obviously meet up and train. So our manager has given us like a running program we have to do within obviously the 5K limit of what we can go. So I was doing a run the other day, and we had set an eight. He wants an 800-meter run in. Hang on, I get up for you now. It was 800 meters, I think, in about. You have to do it in under 3:45.
oh shit.
Um, yeah. So where was it? Just double check that. Yeah. So 3:45 was the time limit, right? Now I went for this run, and I'll be honest, lads. Grivas definitely isn't as fit as he was. He's not terrible, but
Hmm.
he's not. Yeah, 3:45 would probably be a good time to be hitting for a Grivas at this stage in a lockdown. However, on my app, obviously it has the GPS tracking system,
Yeah,
right? So I had set it at a notification just to let me like buzz when I had hit a kilometer.
yeah.
Would you like to know what the app said I ran a kilometer in?
Oh god, what is this? Go on then. What is it?
This app had told me that some lanky lad from Grivach was one of the fastest people in the world and had run a kilometer in 1 minute and 52 seconds.
Oh my god.
And I looked at it when I got home, and I was like, I have to check to see what's wrong. Now, obviously, lads, if it's the GPS basically that was fucked.
Yeah.
It basically wasn't giving me actual, obviously, because fuck me, 152 for a kilometer. That's a bit fucked for me.
What app are you using? Is the Under Armour one? Is
Uh,
it?
I've deleted it now, mate, because it fucked me over. So
Yeah,
I
like
can't remember what app I'm using. I'm using Adidas Running now. That's the one I'm using as of
fair.
now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, like
Um,
whenever I do it, I use the Under Armour Track My Fitness thing, but even that
oh
is
yeah, yeah,
even that is a bit fucked. Like like it tells you
yeah,
stuff. It tells you you haven't run as far as you think you've run, or even further than you think you've run. Like I think it's just a
yeah,
very unreliable way of doing it, to be honest. And there's not
yeah.
many
Well,
easy ways to do it.
no, definitely not. But like I said, I just thought it was funny because that was the last straw for me. I was like, probably I'm not running that. If we're
Yeah,
being honest, I was gonna put it up on my story there the other just as a laugh,
yeah.
just to see what people would say. But yeah, just thought it
That,
was funny. Just that,
that is fucking
you
elite, to be
know.
fair. Well, there you have it, lads. Grievach is the world record holder for run. I wonder what the world record is actually. Before
I think
we
it's
round up,
one.
actually.
Yeah, I think it is around 2 minutes for a
Right.
kilometer, or
What did you say?
1:30.
Yours was like
Uh,
150,
Two, I think, is what I came up.
152. Okay, hang on. Let's see here. World record for it was like do you remember in the first lockdown everyone was doing that 5K thing for charity?
Oh yeah, mate.
And there was a girl who put up her story. She was all like, like here's
Yeah,
all the
I
ones
remember
hanging.
this.
And she ran. It said she ran 5K in like 12 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
Like a load of shit. Okay, hang on. 1,000 meters. The world record holder is Noah in Jenny.
right.
Don't know where Noah's from, but his record is 2 minutes 11:96. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new world record holder for 1,000 meters. It is none other than the true Lily White. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done.
Thank
Oh,
you very much, boys. Thank you.
hang on.
No,
Here's my All Ireland medal, mate. I'll throw that round your neck.
yeah, there you go. Look at that. Beautiful. It's an absolute honour, boys. Since day one of sitting in my arse in lockdown, I've always dreamed of being here. So even though this is clearly a silver medal,
A medal's a medal.
it's an absolute honour, and it does say community games on it, but it's an absolute honour to accept the world record for fastest 1K time. Thank you very much, boys.
That is incredible. And that is a very, very fitting way, I think, to wrap up today's episode. I just checked there before you started that story, mate. We were at like an hour and 40 or something like that. So, depending on what I choose to cut out and what I don't, that's up there with some of our longest episodes, I think. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Or I don't know why I'm looking at this camera. This camera's off. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. Once again, we're hoping to get this done a bit more consistent. Now, maybe one. I think one every 2 weeks is pretty good. I think if we can sustain that.
We'll say one every 2 weeks. We might treat you maybe even to one every week, but definitely the way the schedule's going, we will try for one every 2 weeks, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's solid. If we can do that, that's very solid. So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you, mate, for joining me once again. It's a pleasure as always. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to all the channels. You know, hit the big red one down there first, and also subscribe to the two of us. That you've got a great taste for the True Lily White channel behind you there. For
the advertisement.
Yeah,
you probably saw a bit more than you bargained for about half an hour ago, but look.
Yeah, to be fair, the True Lily White watch time has gone up significantly now in this episode of ShiteTalk. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good luck.